To be an unboxing of the Razer La-she-sis Expert Ambidextrous Gaming Mouse. Customizable multicolor lighting system. Razer La-she-sis powered by a 3.5G laser sensor, 5600 DPI. On the side we can see all the features that come with this particular La-she-sis. Choose from 16 million colors. Customize the look of your Razer La-she-sis however you want with the new tricolor LED. You can get a unique look and style for your favorite gaming weapon. 9 independently programmable hyper-response buttons. The Razer La-she-sis allows programming of every single button with reduced latency for optimum gameplay due to Razer's hyper-response technology. With its ambidextrous form, all 9 buttons are comfortable to reach from both left and right-handed gamers. And then, 5600 DPI Razer Precision 3.5G laser sensor. The Razer La-she-sis reigns supreme with a high precision 5600 DPI 3.5G laser sensor, which enables movement speeds of 7 times that of a standard 800 DPI optical sensor. Fragging has never been that easy. On the side we have a message from Razer Guy. Equipped with the revolutionary 5600 DPI Razer Precision sensor, the Razer La-she-sis gaming mouse marks yet another advancements in the history of computer gaming, so on and so forth. Just a bit of a spiel out. This is the Expert. So there's Essential, there's Expert, and then there's Elite. 1000 Hz, ultra polling, multicolor lighting system, 9 buttons, 3.5G laser sensor. But the specifications is where it matters. Here in small green English font, 5600 DPI Razer Precision 3.5G laser sensor, adjustable tricolor LED, 60 kilobytes of Razer Synapses onboard memory, 9 independently programmable hyper-response buttons, 1000 Hz ultra polling, 1 millisecond response time, and no drift control, tracking up to 200 inches per second with an asterisk, depends on the surface used, 7-foot lightweight non-tangle cord, and dimensions don't matter. Features: 7-foot lightweight cable, scroll wheel with 24 individual click positions, ultra-large non-slip buttons, gold-plated USB connections, no drift control, and adjustable tricolor LED. Got a table here that shows the laser sensor comparison chart. Laser sensor 1G, 2000 DPI, tracking speed is 45, acceleration 20G. 2G, 3200 DPI, 45 to 65 tracking speed and acceleration of 20. 3G, 4000 DPI, 60 to 100 tracking speed, acceleration of 25, and 3.5G. That's just a sticker on the box. 5600 DPI, 200 tracking speed, and a 50 acceleration. Support Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows XP, dear God, you know, it's 2011. PC with USB support, Windows 7, Vista, XP, internet connection required for drive installation, 35 megabytes of hard disk space. Powered by Razer, for gamers, by gamers, and start the unboxing. We open it up, and we can see bringer of silent death. The Razer La-she-sis takes over the same lethal traits as its namesake that will send shivers down your enemy's spines. It knows no rules and takes no hostages. Victory beckons, move in for the kill. You can open up, let's say this, bought this in a store, you can open up the front and you can test out the size and the feel of the mouse if you so want. Let's just find that seal and break that seal. Okay. There we go. Inside the box we find another box. Yes, the mouse itself, nice matte finish there. If we lift this up, find the mouse, just pull that away. Gold-plated USB connection. Here's a bit of trivia for you. Gold isn't the best conductor. It actually is less corrosive, though it gives you a better consistency of connection. We have the profile button there, protective plastic. And we should find here on the back, should be, Razer is excellent packaging. It's not as if it's just a brown, plain box. So if I can figure this out. Okay, there we go. Oh, that took a while. Okay, for gamers by gamers, RazerZone.com website. Download the latest drivers. Welcome to the cult of Razer. Okay, certificate of authenticity. Razer La-she-sis. Quick installation guide. And how to plug it into a USB port. Yes, very helpful. I'm going to have problems with that. Contents guide. Information about the drivers and other software installation. Some Razer stickers. A bringer of life and death, just a bit of a poster thing, and then an overview of all the other Razer's products. So let's get back to the mouse. Now this will be sort of a live unboxing and review, because my computer is currently on. I can just get it, plug it into the front panel, see what Windows 7 does. So immediately the mouse lights up blue. It says installing driver software, USB composite device, Razer Lachesis, ready to use. So it's relatively plug and play without any major issues. Okay, the mouse is working. I should probably take off this protective plastic. That's very responsive, and I don't know if I go over the icons, you can see how fast this mouse is. The DPI adjustment here, all the way up, you can see is, get over the icons, extremely hyper responsive. And if I put it down, yes, it becomes like really old. This mouse is definitely a good buy for people who are palm or claw grip users. Palm being majority of the mouse control is put your palm here, and then you dedicate your fingers in, and there's claw grip and fingertip grip. Fingertip grip is an extension of claw grip. That would be claw grip, where you don't touch the mouse with your palm. And then fingertip grip is you concentrate most of the holding of the mouse on the fingertips, and there is space at the back where your palm isn't touching the entirety of the mouse. I do like this mouse. I'm yet to install the drivers. I will do a bit follow up from this, so I'll stop the video, I'll install the drivers, and then I'll continue on with a screen for apps capture.
Now for the Razer Lachesis 5600DPI 3.5G Laser Expert Ambidextrous Gaming Mouse, the bringer of silent death. Now this is the software overview and mouse setup guide. First off, before we start modifying anything, need to obtain the drivers. So visit RazerZone.com, support, drivers, software and manuals, Razer Mice products, Razer La-she-sis, because there are two, Razer Lachesis 5600DPI, drivers, and then there's a latest driver, version 3, for Vista, Windows 7, and Windows XP, if you have it. Okay, once you've done that, install, follow all the dialog instructions, and then run the La-she-sis 5600 DPI configurator, which looks like this. Now, it will open up to the Assign Buttons tab, give you all the options to adjust any key bindings or macros you want on your mouse, change the settings around, tweak performance, which is obviously the tab you'll spend most of your time in. Now, as you see, I currently have the DPI set at 2800. That is what I use for Windows. As for my other sensitivities, I have up from 3200, 4000, 5000, 5600. I do find that 5000 to 5600 is about the area that is most comfortable for me in games like Crysis 2, when I really need those fast movements to, save me if I'm confronted by a few enemies. As for the acceleration option down here, basically what the acceleration does is, acceleration is originally a feature that was designed for Windows XP users to be able to add additional movement, because everyone back when XP was released had about a 400 DPI mouse. If you want increased accuracy and precision, you want to disable acceleration by unticking that box. As for the polling rate, 1000 Hz will give you the 1 millisecond response time. A typical USB mouse has a 125 Hz polling rate with an 8 millisecond delay between you pressing a button on the mouse and it actually translating to actions on the screen. There's the Manage Profiles tab, which allows you to assign a game to a specific profile and enable auto switching. Manage Macros allow you to associate any key on your keyboard, number, copy-paste command to a specific button on the mouse. And then there's the lighting options, which is probably where you can have the most fun with this mouse. Second of all, there is a problem with this. The driver software, specifically version 3, at least that I've noted, that if you use the mouse for an extended period of time, there is the likely possibility that the mouse disconnects from the system. It can happen in-game or it can happen in Windows, and the mouse becomes completely unresponsive. Now, there is an easy way to fix this. Just simply go to Control Panel, Administrative Tools, System Configuration, Startup, and then turn off Razer Lachesis 5600 System Tray. But do note, when you run the configurator software, this application also runs. So just go down to your notifications area and then look for the icon. So, for example, I just close the software down, I'll boot it up again. And as you can see, there's the Razer Lachesis 5600 icon. Just right click and then go close tray icon, and you won't have the issue if that does happen for you. I don't know if it happens with every specific version of maybe it might just be mine, it might be that the firmware revision, I don't know, but if it does happen for you, that's something you should take under advisement. Now, that's the settings overview, but there is other things that you need to consider changing when buying a high DPI gaming mouse. Windows sensitivity and Windows pointer speed does matter. So go to Control Panel, Mouse, and then Pointer Options, and you'll be confronted by a bunch of settings which we should all be familiar with. Select Pointer Speed, Enhance Pointer Precision. Now currently I have Enhanced Pointer Precision off, and at the moment at 2800 DPI with acceleration disabled, I find it pretty darn accurate. I don't have any issues with that. Anything higher than about 3200 is just a bit too high. As for the pointer speed, I have this slider set at notch number 6. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why have I have it at 6? That seems a bit slow. 6 is the default. So if you would install Windows and go into the pointer options, it would be set at 6. When you increase it, it takes, let's say, the 3000 DPI from your mouse, and it, through software, through the Windows system itself, it translates that 3000 DPI and increases its range. So it takes that information and then it tries to stretch it so it appears to be a higher DPI. So think of it like if you grab a picture and then you just stretch it out. It's not a true reading from the mouse. It's been interpolated in what's known as an interpolated DPI. So I guarantee you, if you have bought this mouse or any other gaming mouse with an adjustable DPI setting, and you have your pointer option and your pointer speed set higher than 6, you will encounter some problems with you moving the mouse and it's skipping because there isn't any data. There isn't the information going to the mouse. So put it at 6 and just adjust it in the configurator for the mouse so you can get the best results. Also, when you buy a mouse of this caliber, and really any mouse whatsoever, could be a generic 800 DPI mouse, consider the surface you're using the mouse on. Now, I haven't gone out and bought a specific mouse pad for this, like the Razer Scarab is on the screen with Precision 2.0. Yeah, well, I don't know what the difference is between the normal Precision, but who knows, it's Precision, it's the next generation of Precision. But the Scarab is a hard surface gaming mouse mat. That's what the La-she-sis is optimized for. So if you do buy the La-she-sis, keep that in mind, that it's not designed for soft mouse mats. It's designed for hard surface mouse mats. If you want to see what other mice are designed for different surfaces, just go to the Gaming Mouse Advisor, and there is a guide there which you select a bunch of options of what surface you're playing on, what screen size, and it will show you what it recommends for you is the best mouse. When I did it, obviously came up with La-she-sis. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, if I'm playing on a hard desk, something that's a wood finish, that must be the same as having a hard gaming surface mousepad. No, it's not. For months, for the months I've had this, until a few weeks ago, I'd been using a wood desktop, a wood laminate desk, and I was finding that at 5600 DPI the sensitivity was quite good. I was quite comfortable, it was fast, it was responsive. But I was noticing that occasionally there would be quite a bit of friction between the bottom of the mouse and the table, and it would impede my movement, and then I would end up dying, which really irritated me. So I went looking around on the internet what people use and then the different mouse surfaces. So I went looking around and I found just a cheap 10 centimeter vinyl sort of finished mouse mat. And I tell you this, the difference is amazing because there's a consistent finish to the surface. There isn't sort of points where it is going to be really smooth and then slows down because of an increased friction, which was with the table. It's just a consistent movement of the mouse. There isn't the number of imperfections in the surface as there was with the desk. So if you are buying any gaming mouse, any mouse at all, consider buying a mouse mat. Razer have for hard mouse surfaces. They have the Scarab, they have the Ironclad, which is their elite version, which is apparently sleek devastation, whilst that's just Precision 2.0. And then they have the Sphex, which is the essential $15 mouse mat, which you can get in a bunch of different designs for different games. Now, there's also other things you need to take in consideration when implementing the mouse on something, let's say like a game, whether it be a first-person shooter or anything, is the in-game sensitivity, because that affects the mouse sensitivity in the same way that the Windows sensitivity does. Now, in Crysis 2, the default pointer sensitivity is 25. Previously, with my old mouse, I had the Windows sensitivity around 10, and the in-game sensitivity around 45, and that was it was comfortable-ish. I mean, looking back now, I can see, I realize how inaccurate it was. So what I did is I've also changed it down to 25, and there's also a few other things that if you play Crysis 2, this is probably things that you might want to mess around with. It's not for everyone. These are areas that you want to mess around with, but these two things down here in blue, iMouse smooth equals 0, that disables mouse smoothing, and iMouse acceleration. Now the acceleration, as I mentioned before, adds movement to the mouse. It manipulates it and alters it so it doesn't become a true input anymore. So if you type into the console by pressing the tilt key whilst you're in game, or if you go into the game CFG and use a file save games Crysis 2 and add that entry, if you disable it completely, it does make quite a bit of difference. If you enable it if you turn it on, the tiny movement just makes the mouse. Basically you're doing 360s with the slightest movement of that. And mouse smoothing it is also designed for a lower DPI mouse settings, because with a lot of these games, the reason why there are in-game mouse sensitivity settings are for the users which aren't really gamers because they haven't got the appropriate hardware. They're for these users that don't have, you know, the proper keyboard, the proper mice, and the proper setup, and the proper interface. So try and look around the internet for whatever game you're playing. Try to return the settings back to default, so you're getting the most out of your mouse. So it's not manipulated. Whatever DPI you have it set on your mouse is what you're getting in the game and whatever thing you're doing. I think that is about it. Thanks for watching the unboxing and the mouse overview and setup guide of the Razer Lachesis 5600 DPI 3.5G Expert Ambidextrous gaming mouse with a multicolor lighting system, which I can say is quite fun to use by changing around different colors on the fly. Thanks for watching.